Tyron Text gave us $5. Thank you, Tyron. Do you think Judaism as a religion is simply mythology? None of the Jewish prophets like Noah, Moses, and Abraham ever existed, unlike Muhammad and Jesus. Well, I highly doubt the historicity, however you say that word, of Jesus. I'm a mythicist. I don't think Jesus ever existed.
It
And
was based on a real person.
I don't.
That
mm,
you should read more Bart Ehrman.
okay. I have
Yeah.
conflicting feelings about this.
Muhammad is also based on a real person, but 99.9% of his story is fiction too. So Muhammad and Jesus were both are fictional, that were slightly just been based on a random person that we don't know much about. But go on.
That's basically what I meant.
Yes.
That it's so extrapolated outwards that it's just like
Yes.
fiction.
It's very likely that these other stories and other mythologies, like something happens that started the story, right? Like Noah, Moses, Abraham. Like I don't know if like it was just like a bedtime story that somebody came up with that went nowhere. Like there's no way. Like they are too far behind for us to know if Noah, Moses, and Abraham were completely made up or something happened and then their story just embellished into what we know now today. Okay, but they're too far behind for us to know which one is it. Okay, but honestly, does it make that much of a difference if 1% of the story is true or 0% of the story is true? We know with Muhammad and Jesus that something happened that started the story. Okay, something happened that started the story, but most of the story is fiction. Okay, with Muhammad and Jesus, we know that. Okay, with the other ones, we don't know that. If something happened, wait, I'm saying something. Hold on. Okay, with the other ones, we don't. God damn it, Susanna! I'm in the middle of. Okay, I'm not gonna address. Thank you, Tyron, for the super
I'm
chat.
sorry, who's saying my grandpa is real, Susanna?
Idris is here.
Oh my gosh, okay.
My grandpa is real. Okay,
Hi,
Hussein is here. Hi, Idris.
hello, hi. I
Hi.
wanted to comment because about I think it's Moses. We have it's really possible that it's completely fictional because I think that his story seems to have been stolen from the story of Sargon of Akkad. So
Yes.
basically, it's the real guy is Sargon of Akkad, which wasn't a Jew at all, and the Jews took the stories because it was a good story.
But even that, I know that, but the story that was stolen could also be from something that happened. Like for example, Noah's story was stolen from Gilgamesh, right? Noah's story,
Yes,
right? But
yes,
Gilgamesh, what I'm saying is that whoever came up with the Gilgamesh story, or whatever the flood story or the first flood story was, I don't know who came up with the first flood story, but maybe like was it that somebody just came up with the story, or was there a flood somewhere that started the whole story? Do you know what I mean? Like even if the Moses story,
yes.
right? The
That's
Moses story like could have started from Sargon of Akkad, but the Sargon of Akkad story like is like that's like it didn't come out of nowhere. Like usually it comes out of like some event, something happening that end up people keep adding to it for thousands, hundreds of years, and then gets more and more. You know what I mean? What I'm saying? Like
yes.
it's yeah. Usually there's
Sargon of Akkad really existed, I think.
I know, but the story. Okay, so what was the story? Which part of it Moses' story was copied from Sargon of Akkad? Which part of it? I know Sargon. Of course, Sargon was real, but what was Sargon of Akkad like? Put in a basket that was left in a river or something like that? Like,
no, I
No.
think he was raised in the royal family of
Right.
an empire of the time, and then escaped and came back and invaded from the new empire.
So that's what I mean. That when I say the story is made up, I'm not saying Sargon of Akkad is not real. I'm saying like the story about what do we know about Moses? Okay, so what do we know about Moses that is similar to Sargon of Akkad?
Well,
Not much.
He was raised in a royal family.
But that's not.
He fled and came back against. I knew I saw a very interesting video that talked about all the historicity of the Bible
There's no
characters, and basically about Moses. They say it was a mythology, not even legend, and the same for King David.
Yes.
And that basically it also served the propaganda at the time. Like, I think the story of Moses was rediscovered during a period where the kingdom of Israel was against Egypt. Like, it seems to have been sort of fabricated.
Right. Send me some videos on that. I'll review them. If you send it on the on our, what is it called, Discord server, right? If you send me that video, I'll do a review video on it.
Okay, I think I sent it once, but
oh, you did?
You must have missed it.
Sorry, I'll double check.
No, it's okay.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Thank you, Idris.
Thank you.
Idris. Appreciate that.